Good morning, everybody. This is Drew, your host of Alluvial Adventures. We'd appreciate it very much if you'd come along with us today. We sat for a little while and watched the woods this morning, seen quite a few deer. But we're going to go through the rest of our day. We're fixing to make some breakfast out of some wild hog we harvested, killed a couple years ago, or a year or so ago. Got to get it out of the freezer, so we're going to make us some breakfast burritos with wild pork. We going to do some stuff around the house today. We got to move some bird feeders, suet feeders. We're going to put out some trail cameras. We got some pretty interesting critters running around here that we want to share with everybody. So come along with us today. We'll see what we can get into. We'll see what we can see. We're for sure going to see what we can cook. So y'all stay with us and enjoy the show. Alright guys, we're going to make us some wild pork breakfast burritos. So we got a little bit of wild pork. And what I'm going to do here, put a little butter in the pan. Go ahead and dump the pork in. Now this is just ground pork. It does not have any seasoning of any kind, no sausage seasoning. Nothing. So we're going to put our little bit of taco seasoning, little onion powder. Probably didn't need that because of the diced onion, but garlic salt and a little smoked paprika. I think it sure adds to the color. I think it adds to the flavor. All right, we're going to get this on the stove, guys. Alright guys, we're going to dice some potatoes to go in our breakfast burritos, and we're going to dice these fairly small, that way they will cook quickly. In other words, they'll get done or tender about the same time the meat does. Little meat, little potato, cheese, eggs, should be good. And guys, we're going to dice up some sweet onion. Well, now we're going to add this to the pot. Alright guys, we're going to let that get close to done, and we'll finish it off with some eggs, cheese. Alright guys, now this morning it's just me and Miss Beth, so we don't need no great whole lot of breakfast, just the two of us. But that's the good thing about this, is you can make as little or as much as you want. I mean, you can use 10 potatoes and 2 onions and a dozen eggs. Or in this case, We just used 2 potatoes, 1 small onion, half a pound of meat, a couple of eggs, and that'll be enough for both of us. We weren't feeding the army or a bunch of teenagers, just a couple of old people. You know, this smells really good. Guys, that smells really good. The potatoes, I believe, are done. Yeah, if you can cut a potato with a dull spoon, it's tender. So, we're gonna add our eggs. Once again, this is not fancy. Just gonna dump the eggs in there and let them scramble and stick everything together. Add it back down flat. We're gonna put just a little more seasoning on it. Add our cheese. When the cheese melts, it'll be done. We can put it on a plate with a little bit of salsa. Have a nice, simple breakfast. It tastes really good, and you can make anywhere. We make this at camp a lot. Guys, we've got it done. Prep time minimal, cook time minimal. All 100% natural organic ingredients. Something I've been a fan of for a long time. It's not just a craze with me. I try to grow, catch, or kill everything I eat as much as possible. Doesn't always work out, but I try. Man, that melted cheese looks so good. And there it is. This would be great wrapped in flour tortillas or corn tortilla, whichever one you like or prefer. For us, we're just gonna get us some of it and put on our plates. Pour some salsa on it and enjoy our breakfast. And get a little energy up for all the yard work we got to do today. Moving the feeders, putting out cameras, that kind of thing. Boy, all that melted cheese looks good, don't it? Guys, we got 2 types of sauce. Either the paste picante. It's a matter of taste. This morning, I'm going with some Taco Bell mild sauce. It does not keep exactly in line with our organic system, but tastes really good. Try to get a bite of this that ain't scalding hot. Y'all, that is very good. Ground wild pork, potatoes, onions, eggs, and cheese. Basic, simple, delicious. Well, y'all stay with us. We'll see what we can get into today. Guys, I got in a hurry because I was hungry, and I neglected the best part of this breakfast is we also have some ripe avocados and some limes. I got a big old wooden root barrel I had made into a fruit bowl, and most of the fruit in is glass because it's very, very pretty and it doesn't go bad on me like the real fruit does. But got looking at that fruit bowl, man, there was 3 avocados and 4 or 5 limes. Hey, we're gonna have some lime and avocado. Be a wonderful addition to what we're having for this theme this morning. So here we go. A little avocado and lime. Now breakfast is complete. Alright guys, we're back in the kitchen. We had a pretty good day today. We got a little carpentry done, some projects working on. We got some extra trail cameras put out, and I'll share that with y'all in an upcoming video. Try to capture a little more of the dramatic wildlife and activity that goes on around here. We got a bunch, from the birds to the chipmunks to the coons to the deer and whatever else happens to come by. But we're gonna make us a little something for supper. This, I originally learned this recipe years ago as a way to cook duck. And tonight I'm just gonna swap it over and make some ribs. I'm sure it'll be just as good. What we're gonna do, we're gonna get these ribs cut up. And get them in this pan. We're going to add our seasonings: garlic powder, garlic salt, a little sea salt, and we're going to put a couple of cups of Coca-Cola in there. We're going to put a tin on it, let it bake in the oven on 375 for about 30 minutes. Let the ribs start getting tender. As the ribs start to become tender, we're going to add everything else, which in this case is going to be a couple of apples, a sweet onion, some sausage, butternut squash, some potatoes and corn. Almost like a low country boil. If I was making ducks, I would stuff the ducks with the sausage and apples and let them bake in the Coca-Cola. But sadly, we do not have any ducks, so we're going to make do with ribs. So we're going to get this seasoned, get it in the oven, and we'll be back with y'all when we add our veggies. That's probably 2 cups of Coke, somewhere in that neighborhood. Garlic salt. Just a hint of sea salt. Little Lowry seasoning. Little onion powder. And we're going to let this bake on 375 for about 30 minutes. And then we're going to add our veggies. That way the meat will be cooking tender. If we put our veggies in now, by the time the meat's done, our veggies will be a mush. And we don't want that. We actually want to be able to chew them up. So we're going to get this wrapped up and get it in the oven, and we'll see y'all shortly. Oh, please come back. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and prep some of our veggies. And some of these will be more for flavor than actually eating, the onion in particular. Wasn't a whole lot of prep work in that, was it? Just zip that bag open. Corn's going to be the same way. It looks like somebody's already done all the hard work. This way, with everything pre-prepped, all we got to do, pull the foil back, dump it in there, shake it around a little bit, throw it back in the oven until it's done. Not hard. Nothing fancy, just chunks of fresh vegetables. Acorn squash, also a very acceptable substitute, as is pumpkin. Well guys, we're about at a standstill right there. We'll pick this back up in a little bit. So y'all stay with us. Alright guys, we got our ribs out. They're done. At this point we're still going to let them cook and be a little more tender. But now it's time to add the veggies. You notice the Coke cooked to a clear color. Going to add a little more Coke too. So we're going to cut up our apples. Dog, I wish you'd bite somebody just one time. Okay. Like I say guys, this is not anything fancy. It's just meat and vegetables. And we are going to add a little more Coke to it. I'm going to pop it back in the oven for about 30 minutes. 30 minutes should do. Get the vegetables done. Then we'll be able to eat a nice warm meal. We'll see you guys shortly. Now it's got to cook a little more. Alright guys, we're going to try this again. Woo. Sounds like I can hear it bubbling. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, there we go. All right, guys, we're gonna get us some of this on a plate. See how it tastes. Oh, guys, we got everything done. We got our corn on the cob, our potatoes, the apples, sausage, ribs, the squash, and the apples baked in the Coke with the pork broth. Out of this world. The apples, just delicious. We appreciate you guys joining us on another episode of Illegal Adventures. Once again, to my subscribers, thank y'all so much. Everything y'all do, your commentary, your feedback means the world to the channel. Thank you so very much. We enjoyed having y'all with us, and we will see you on the next one.